Hey, what's good, you fine pieces of work? How y'all doing? Take a look here, boy. Ain't he pretty? Today I'm presenting you guys with a tier list. Now, for the purposes of YouTube and its terms and conditions, I don't know if I can necessarily say this word within the first, 30 seconds of the video, but it's not what you think it means. This word simply means something is incredibly conducive to muscle growth and gains. This stuff basically just makes you like a Chad versus a Chud. This is the tier list, Chad versus Chud. Bodybuilding is inherently chatty. Is it horsecock though? I don't know, because some people kind of ruin bodybuilding. Like the not so good bodybuilders kind of make it a bit more pencil neck, because they're kind of like, oh, I gotta eat my chicken and rice and I gotta cut down, and it's like, bro, you are like 175 pounds soaking wet. Why do you want to cut down? You don't need a cut. People get cutting and bulking way too confused. Like, you shouldn't really be cutting at all, really. If your body composition is that bad that you need to cut a large amount of weight, that probably means that you already look puffy and fat in the first place and you're doing something wrong. You shouldn't really need to bulk or cut to such an extreme level. But there's debate about it online, so we're going to put this in chatty. Horsecock level though, I don't know. It's a bunch of guys that are wearing underoos and posing in front of a bunch of other men, trying to see which one looks more jacked. Put some respect on bodybuilding's name. It's inherently a difficult sport, right? And we've got the greats, okay? I respect the fuck out of bodybuilding, but at the same time, I think it's the fandom that kind of ruins it. Next, we've got slop, goy slop, McDonald's slop. This is just fast food, okay? We're putting this straight in pencil neckery, dog. We don't even need to explain why you're a pencil neck if you actively choose. If I give you an option between a steak and fries and McDonald's or In-N-Out, whatever the Americans eat, what's wrong with you, bro? Why are you choosing the fast food? Oh, it's cheaper, it's quicker. This is why we are considered cattle, basically. This is why aliens come to Earth and they look at us and they laugh, because you've got access to basically all types of food, and yet you still choose the processed cardboard, cancer cell growth bullshit. This is bullshit, dude. Stop wasting your time with this food. Alcohol. This is an interesting one, because there are plenty of athletes over the years, over the decades, over the centuries that have drank alcohol, and many people, strong people, have drank alcohol in their lifetime. Warriors back in the day, the samurai who would drink sake, and the Vikings who would drink the equivalent of whatever the fuck they drank. And, the knights that drank their wine, their ale, right? And they were inherently chatty. But at the same time, nowadays, alcohol is kind of gimpy. It's kind of lost its aura, right? What do you mean you're drinking 3 times a week, every week? There are people who have accomplished great things while still drinking and potentially even being alcoholics. But if we're talking in the modern era, I don't know, dude, it's probably straight goondickery, honestly. We have to put the horse in horsecockery, okay? I don't know why that image is there, it spawned in. Long distance running, pencil neckery, immediately. I don't have to explain why that makes you a pencil neck. Mindset-wise, you're probably in horsecock tier. If you're someone who runs a sub 2-hour marathon or whatever, and you've been training your whole life and you're grafting, running, your mindset is strong, dude. If you run long distances, your mindset is strong, but you're still a pencil neck. You can't lift hella weight. So unfortunately, I'm putting you in pencil neck tier. Grip, strength, training, inherently horsecockery. Inherently. Grip correlates with a longer lifespan, healthier mind, just general overall strength. Most people who are incredibly strong have incredibly strong grip, so I don't even need to elaborate on why that is going straight in horsecock tier. Straight away. CrossFit. Pencil neckery. Oh, but such and such does CrossFit and he's jacked. Oh, he would beat you up. He's way stronger than you. Yeah, but he's one in like a fucking billion, dude. The average of CrossFitters they're pretty weak and they got pretty mid bodies. Like, I don't know, it's just not conducive to anything except rhabdo. Listen, I'll put it in Goondickery. I'll entertain it and put it in Goondickery, but in reality, it is pretty pencil neck for the average. Don't get me wrong, if you're good at CrossFit, it's pretty chatty. But the average person, they're sitting straight in Goondickery to walking is inherently chatty. Going on walks, especially in the nice sun, maybe with your bro, this is me and my friend, I'm generally the shorter one out of the two. Going on a walk is just inherently chatty. It's good for you. It's pretty nice just to get the blood flow, get your thoughts, churning. You start scheming. Going on walks is really good. It's enlightenment. You get some really good ideas when you go and walk. You can clear your mind. Oftentimes it's just enjoyable. It's just nice. It's peaceful, especially on a walk in the park with some nature. Walking is chatty, dude. Corn, okay? Corn goes straight into pencil neckery. Straight at the bottom. If I could put it one tier lower where it was just debaucherous, disgusting. Corn, dude. Corn. And you know what I mean by when I say corn. I just don't know if I can say it on YouTube. Corn. Dude, what are you doing, bro? In the big 2026, what are you doing? Why are you still watching Corn? That's disgusting. I understand that it's difficult for some people to stop because it is literally an opioid level addictive substance. Like, it is incredibly addictive. But just understand that if you need to stop, you need to align your identity with someone who doesn't watch those things. You have to have such an ego that you realize that what you're watching is essentially cuckery. Like, you're cucking yourself. You're watching another man and woman engage in, things. You're a cuck, dude. That's disgusting. Gooning. I'm putting it in Goondickery. Not purely because the title aligns with the activity, but gooning, does it statistically, scientifically, biologically, does it affect your performance in the gym? Does it affect how big and strong you get? Not really, but over the long term, I just think it's a bit of a Goondickery activity. Pencil neckery, it could go in either one, honestly. I'm just putting it in Goondickery because gooning, objectively speaking, doesn't affect your performance, but it affects your mental state, it affects your mind. If you're still gooning as an adult, I think that's a little bit weird, bro. That is a little bit strange. Like, you shouldn't really be doing all that. Try not to goon, guys. It's pretty gross. Oh, everyone does it. Yeah, but you don't want to be like everyone. You want to be an exceptional human being. You want to be a Chad, okay? Not everyone's a Chad, so not everyone goons. I mean, no, fuck. You don't want to be like everyone, do you? Or unless you do, then you want to be average. Cool, you can settle for average. Marijuana goes straight into pencil neckery. Coming from someone who, has dabbled in the marijuana and has friends who dabble in the marijuana. Listen, it's not, I'll put it in Goondickery. It's not gonna ruin your life in a week. But it'll certainly ruin your life over the course of a couple of years. And all the marijuana users are going to get upset about that. At least I don't drink. Because most marijuana users, they either pick one or the other. Now, if you do both, you're sitting straight in pencil neck territory, dog. You're not going to get any muscle. I don't know anyone who drinks and smokes on the reg and is jacked. I don't know anyone. The thing with marijuana, right? Arnold smoked gas, right? Yeah, like all the bodybuilders smoke gas to calm down. That's because when you're on such an amount of stimulants, and such a high dosage of whatever the fuck you're on in terms of steroids, you need this to help you sleep. This fucks with your REM sleep, fucks with your sleep cycle. You get no aura. The girls don't like it. It's a pretty auraless drug. I'm gonna be real, dude. Once again, that's coming from someone with experience. It's coming from experience. I'm gonna be real, dude. And it's not just like, oh, I had a puff one time and it was a bad experience. Like, I know my stuff, dog. Can you be a Chad or a horsecock while smoking marijuana? Yes, you can. But chances are it's probably not you. Like, you're probably not the person to be able to do that. It fucks with everything, dude. You're not as productive, you're not as dialed, you're not as aggressive when it comes, positively aggressive, right? Like, you're not as competitive, you don't have that competitive edge. If you're productive on marijuana, imagine how productive you'd be off it, right? Sober. Imagine how productive you'd be. So the whole argument of like, oh, I can still get things done, like, oh, I got more money than you, all this stuff. Sure, dog, but like, just imagine how much better you could be. You're literally nerfing yourself. That is straight goondickery right there. Maybe every now and then you can have a drink, have a smoke, every now and then, but I'm not endorsing it, and I just think it's kind of goondickery, if not pencil neck. Cigarettes.
500 cigarettes.
Maybe 100 years ago, I would have put this straight in like horsecockery, chatty. You know, the man working on the oil rig in the coal mines, smoking a cigarette. He's got the cigarette in his mouth and he's like shoveling coal, or he's helping the oil rig. He's working out on the oil. Yeah, but not anymore. I think the average person that smokes cigarettes nowadays is like a gimp, bro. Like just a skinny loser. Listen, I know a couple people who are pretty chatty. And they smoke on the tobacco, dude. They smoke on the tobacco, but I'm gonna put that in meh, actually, because it could go either way. It honestly depends on the person. Really, it depends on the person, because I know a few pencil necks who smoke cigarettes. I know a few. Honestly, the majority of people who smoke cigarettes are pretty pencil neck. But then you get like the outliers that are just chatty as fuck, dude. And cigarettes are kind of chatty. Okay, I don't smoke cigarettes, okay? I don't. Honestly, I'm putting it in meh because it depends on the person who's smoking the cigarette. If you're like skinny and weak and like, I don't know, you dress kind of like a bum, like a homeless person, and you smoke cigs, like, it's pencil neckery. But if you're jacked, right? Say, for example, this is just for argument's sake, tobacco smoking, not just cigarettes. Like, let's say it's a cigar or something. Say, for example, you're at the barbecue with the boys, right? And you've accomplished everything you want in life. You've got the money, you've got the girl, you sit back, you relax, you open the case of cigars with your boys and you smoke a cigar. That's pretty chatty. But like, if you're trying to be Andrew Tate, once again, you go straight back into pencil neck territory. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a balance. And you have to be jacked for it to look cool. So I'm putting it in meh. Meh. Old bodybuilding videos. Inherently horsecock, dude. I don't even need to explain why. Old lifting videos, not just bodybuilding. It's gonna get a little bit rough. This is Blood and Guts. If you want to watch some gains get made, go and watch the old bodybuilding videos, old lifting videos, dude, especially the old Olympic lifting videos, the vintage Bulgarian Olympic lifting videos. If you go onto YouTube and you look up Iron Mind, go onto YouTube, look up Iron Mind, and go and watch some of the old Bulgarians do some clean and jerks in the training halls, dude. That is chatty as fuck, dude. When I say chatty, I mean like, you know, horsecock tier chatty. To see how it was done back in the day. Speaking of old lifting videos, the reason why I have our goats, Werner Gunther, here is because of plyometrics. Okay, plyometrics, immediately horsecock tier. If you want to get jacked, juicy, succulent, dense legs, but also explosive, horsecock explosive, right? Jumping over a building explosive. You do some plyometrics like Werner Gunther. That is gonna get you. You're gonna be like just a freak, dude. Imagine not only being incredibly jacked and strong, but also incredibly athletic, incredibly versatile in your ability and capabilities. Next, cycling. Pencil neck. Sprinting, horsecock tier. Same as plyometrics. The best plyometric on planet Earth. The most intensive plyometric on your joints and connective tissues. The most testosterone boosting activity you can do with your legs, I'm pretty sure. Straight horsecock tier. Straight horsecock, bro. Arm wrestling goes in chatty tier. The only reason it doesn't go in horsecock tier, in my opinion, is because a lot of the arm wrestlers don't train legs, dude. And I think if you want to be a full horsecock, you kind of got to have strong legs. I'm very biased towards arm wrestling because I do it myself. But it's gonna go in chatty tier. It's not gonna go straight to horsecock, even though it is pretty horsecock. Arm wrestling? You mean that thing you do at the bar with your friends when you're drunk? No. I mean like Devin Larratt, John Brazank, Alexei Vovoda, Denis Sablenkov. Go and look up those names and you'll know exactly why I fuck with arm wrestling. Martial arts, chatty. Horsecockery, no, because most martial artists aren't necessarily huge, bulbous, engorged, striated, jacked and juicy. But once again, it's similar to arm wrestling in the sense that like it's a physique thing, right? But it is inherently, both of those things are inherently horsecock and chatty at the same time. I'm just putting it in like high chatty, low horsecock. Vaping. Pencil neckery. Why are you sucking on robot dare? Rather smoke a cigarette, dog. At least you know what the cigarette's doing to you. Vaping has fucking glycerin in it. You're inhaling calories. You are literally inhaling calories. For nothing. Why do you need your nicotine to taste sweet? Are you too scared of what the cigarette would taste like because you know it tastes like lung cancer and consequences? Is that why you want to vape? Because it's cherry flavored. It's cherry flavored. So it's nice. It's cherry flavored. Just smoke a cigarette, dog. I'm sorry. Like, I know there's grown men out there that vape. You do you, but sit still, man. Come here. Sorry, my cat's like fucking moving all over the place, dude. Look at him. He's so cute, though. Look at him. He's so cute, eh? You're sucking on robot dare. I don't like that. Pre-workout. Pre-workout is like cigarettes, dude. It's gonna go in meh. The only reason I'm putting it in meh is because once again it depends on the user. If you're a pencil neck geek and you're like, yeah, like me and the boys, we're gonna dry scoop some pre, and we're gonna hit a lift. We're gonna do 4 sets of chest press, and then we're gonna do a couple tricep pushdowns with the cables. But we're not gonna hold the handles. We're gonna use the cuffs because we're science based. If you're like that, then you go straight pencil neckery. However, the Trent twins take pre. Pretty sure Lex Little takes pre. There are other athletes that take pre that are pretty chatty. So once again, it depends on the user. I just think it's not necessary to have methamphetamine level stimulants in order to work out. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy pre. Coffee, I kind of want to put it in horsecockery, but I'm going to put it in chatty just because you get your Starbucks girlies. You know, you get the... Once again, it depends on how you take it. I mean, like, if you're straight black coffee, right? That's pretty horsecock. That's pretty chatty. But if you're one of those people who's got your, like, mochaccino, frappuccino, triple swirl, you know, fucking pumpkin spice latte, like, would you like some coffee with your sugar type drink? What are we doing? What are we doing, dude? Milk and honey is how I normally enjoy my coffee, but I know a lot of people think honey is weird to put in coffee. I think it tastes fantastic. I think it makes the taste a lot nicer. Milk and honey is how I normally take my coffee, but in the mornings I've been having black with salt, right? Not because I'm some kind of hardened veteran, I just don't want the sugar and the fats. Find a spot and sit! Find a spot and sit, please! So it depends on how you do it, right? The most I'll do, the furthest I'll go, is milk and honey. All the greats drank coffee, right? The hardened veterans. Training with a friend. Inherently horsecock, okay? Training with a gym bro, a gym partner, especially someone that is slightly stronger or slightly weaker, but like by small margins, that creates a competitive edge where you both, in a healthy way, want to outperform each other and you push each other to grow. That is chatty. That is horsecockery. That is inherently very, very cool. Where it gets weird is when it's more than 3 people in a group. I've said this before. Do not train with more than 3 people. Even 3 is a stretch. Ideally, you just want it to be you and your bro. No weird shit. Even 3 is nice, but 4 is a crowd, dude. 4 is like, how do you rest in between sets, dude? 4 people on a bench press, 4 people on a cable stack, 4 people doing pull-ups. Dog, that's rough, dog. That's rough. I can't lie to you. Stick to 2 people, including yourself. So just you and your friend. That is chatty. That's horsecock. There are days where you don't really have the oomph. You don't really have the sauce sometimes. Sometimes you feel a little demotivated. And having a friend to push you to be better, that's amazing. My gym bro, that sounds so weird when I say it like that, but my gym bro, he showed me that I could rep 100 kilo on squats. He was the first person to teach me that was possible. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am today. Having someone to push you to go plus ultra, to go beyond what is demanded of you, that's horsecock, dude. Those qualities are what make the best memories in the gym. As corny as it sounds, it really is. The PRing with your friends, the lifting with your friends, the sitting in the car listening to music before you go into the gym with your friends. It's that stuff that you're going to look back on fondly. You should be able to train on your own effectively. You should. You shouldn't have to rely on someone. But you should also have a friend that you're training with. Someone that you should push to be more. Now, if your journey is your own and you don't want another person to be involved, that's fine. That's so okay. If that's also inherently horsecock. There's nothing wrong with having a co-pilot. There's nothing wrong with having someone that's with you on this journey. Appreciate them. Appreciate these memories. Because they won't always be there. And you never know when your last lift is with your friend. You'll never know until it's over. That's depressing as fuck. Moving on. The carnivore diet. Pencil neck. I know, that's a controversial take. The carnivore diet. Get some carbs in you, dude. Get some fiber. Come on, what are we doing? Just meat? People are going to take this out of context. I love my protein, my meat. Pause. I love my protein. The carnivore diet, on paper, sounds chatty as fuck. The carnivore diet, on paper, sounds horsecock, right? Yeah, like, I'm like a carnivore, I'm just eating meat. I'm gonna get jacked eating meat. We are unfortunately omnivorous by nature, and we do need our gut health. We need our gut biomes to stay intact, and this is some advanced ball knowledge that you guys might not even clock yet, but your gut creates around 80% of the serotonin in your body, the happy hormone. And if your gut isn't right, you're not going to be right. That's why they say the gut is the second brain of the body, because it really does control a lot of your emotions, a lot of your functions, and how you operate. You need some kind of fruit. You need some kind of variety. You can't just eat meat, dude. As much as we would all like to, as men, eat steak 24/7 with nothing else, it's just not right, dude. You get the majority of macronutrients from just eating alone. If you added some amino eggs, count the carnivore diet, if you added some eggs, that would almost fully complete the macronutrient profile that's required. And unfortunately, I've never actually met anyone in person who's insanely jacked just from meat, just from the carnivore diet. I met a guy who just ate raw meat. Like, he didn't cook his meat. He ate raw chicken. I'm not lying to you. Like, he showed me videos. It wasn't some kind of prank. He ate everything raw. Raw chicken, raw meat, raw fish, raw pork, and he was a pencil neck. So carnivore goes straight into pencil neckery. This is going to be a controversial take, but veganism, I'm going to put that in meh. Veganism, you're putting that above carnivore? That's not straight in the pencil neck category? Yeah, you know why? Because I've actually met couple strong vegans, dude. Now, once again, it depends on who is using it. Like, my first ever girlfriend was vegan, and her diet was shit. She just ate vegan chicken nuggets. She would eat, just everything that was vegan, but it was like this processed vegan slop. the soybean slop. That's no shame to her as a person, but she genuinely just ate like shit. She ate so badly on the vegan diet that her doctor recommended that she stop. And then she stopped being vegan, and she then proceeded to just eat mac and cheese and chicken nuggets and cheese toasties, which inherently is pencil neck. That's pencil neck as fuck. That's too much cheese, dude. It's too much. That was a complete, like, sidebar. Now, one of my closest friends to me, his father is vegan, but his dad makes some of the most fantastic vegan food ever. That's coming from someone who I need protein in pretty much every meal. I need some kind of meat in every meal. That's coming from me, okay? I'm Afrikaans. As much as the Afrikaans people might disagree. Ek is Afrikaans. Ek hou van my vlees. I like my meat, pause. But he manages every time to make vegan food to where when I eat it, I think this is something I could genuinely eat without meat, and I'd be happy. I'd be satisfied. I'd feel full. His dad is chatty. So this is why I'm putting it in the meh category, because veganism, I genuinely, maybe I'm wrong, but veganism, I think, is more established than carnivore. It's better established. There are more vegans than carnivores out there. They haven't survived this long without at least finding a better alternative to meat. And as much as veganism is inherently pencil neck, it's better established. There are more effective methods to get your protein through veganism than there is to get your fiber from carnivore. So because of that, it depends on the user. And once again, you know, maybe my mind will be changed, and there'll be someone out there with a carnivore diet who is like way better than me, functioning way better, stronger, smarter, you know, just everything is better. Maybe then I'll put it in meh. But for now, carnivore is getting pencil neck and veganism is going meh. Because it depends on who does it. The average person, pretty pencil necked as a vegan. Pretty fucking pencil necked. But because of my best friend's dad making such fantastic vegan food, I have to put it at least in meh. Because, like, he genuinely just makes up for it. Louis, why is the country of Bulgaria in the tier list? My friend, that is because of the Bulgarian method. The Bulgarian method is inherently horsecock. The Bulgarian method is essentially maxing out every day on the same lift. That is Bulgarian method. Now, if you are a pencil neck or a science-based lifter, you might think, but the fatigue, oh my goodness, like that's awful for you. You're gonna tear your muscle straight off the bone. That's so bad for you. Trying to PR on the same thing every single day, you know, the CNS fatigue that will accumulate, oh my goodness, you won't make any gains. This is bigger than muscle growth, my friend. The more you do something, the better your nervous system gets at it. So regardless of if the muscle grows in the way that you would desire, myofibrillar hypertrophy, you have to understand that the Bulgarian method has been around longer than you've been born, longer than I've been born. The reason why it still exists is because of how effective it can be. How it can be in the right hands, with the right person. The Bulgarian method is peak. Ivan Abajev. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Ivan Abajev. He invented the Bulgarian method for the Olympic weightlifting team. This method was essentially 90 to 100% of your 1 rep max every day, multiple times a day, a long amount of time. Now, to be fair, his athletes were on lots of gear, so their recovery was peak. But I still think there's merit in doing something you want to get disgustingly good at every single day. If you want to get disgustingly good at something, and you do it every day, and you just dose it right, if you make sure that the dosage is correct, dude, there's something horsecock about that, inherently. If you want to learn more about the Bulgarian method, hop on a YouTube and look up Zach Tellender's retelling of the Bulgarian method, and look up Eric Bugenhagen. Back in the day, he would use the Bulgarian method. So, it works, dude. It works, definitely does. But it has to be in the hands of the right person. A lot of people are going to discover that and then tear their muscles straight off their bone because they're trying to max out in a stupid way every single day, which, I don't know. Rock climbing would go straight into the pencil neck tier, but it's going goon dickery. To be an expert rock climber, to be the best in the world, is pretty chatty. That is pretty chatty. To be the best at anything in the world is pretty chatty. However, rock climbers are very skinny, dude, and they're pretty much only good at climbing. To be good at rock climbing and then other things is virtually impossible. Rock climbing is a jealous maiden. She demands everything from you. If you want to be the best in the world, you kind of have to be shit in everything else, and because of that, it's going in goon dickery tier. Because why are you climbing things? We've invented ladders and stairs. I've got a friend who weighs around 106 kilograms, and he rock climbs, and he arm wrestles, and he's got probably like one of the strongest arms in my region where I live. He's inherently horsecock, dude, because he also squats heavy ass weight. And he's a pretty chatty hybrid athlete. So if you're those types of rock climbers, you go straight in horsecock. The more trending it becomes, it's vulnerable in regards to the performative male archetype. This is the same with the running clubs, dude. Do you honestly think the majority of the guys there are there for running? You can run alone. Why are you in the running club? It's for Nyash. It's for the girls. You are most often running because there are some pretty bad girls there, and that for me is quite predatory. That's pencil neck as fuck. Same with the rock climbers, dude. What I've found is like if you're not fit enough to run, I think the next tier is kind of rock climbing, right? Like the performative male, you can smoke a little weed, and then there's some pretty girls in rock climbing. So obviously, once again, it would go in meh because it depends on it's in the hands of the user, right? You get the one hand, right, where you get like your Eve Gravel, your Magnus Mitbo. You get people like that, which are like chatty as fuck, dude, just so strong, hanging off of a credit card's worth of space. That's so cool. That's so impressive. But then you get the performative males who just go there to socialize, like a social club. And they go there for the girls, dude. No, bro, I'm going there because it's fun and I want to try something out, bro. Like, nah, dog, you're going there because you saw like a hot redhead there one time and now that's your spot. An argument could be made that anything here is pencil neck in the wrong hands, sure. But I just feel like rock climbing is like what are we doing, dude? Going to your local rock climbing gym and spending more time talking than climbing, that's pencil neck, dude. So it's going in goon dickery because I respect the fuck out of good rock climbers. I respect them so much. It takes so much skill. It's so difficult. But then you get the predators, dude. You get the weird performative males that come in and they got like chains on and shit. And they got like a weird fit on, and they think they're cute. Oh, I'm trying out rock climbing. When in reality, like they're like, yeah, there's gonna be some pretty girls there. Yeah, oh yeah. Powerlifting, chatty. Shout out, repping the set, South Africa. I love you, Colton. You're amazing, crazy strong. It'll be cool to meet you one day. Watching anime and reading manga. I'm gonna put it in chatty because a lot of strong people who are into anime and manga, like, they're pretty chatty, right? But you also have to understand it's not going straight in horsecock because, once again, the geeks kind of ruin it, dude. I was one of them, okay? I'm speaking from experience, dude. Back in the day, when I was like 14, 15, I would go crazy over anime and manga. My biggest dream was to go to Japan. I'm surprised I didn't get bullied for it, honestly. But then again, specifically Baki and some other animes, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they inspired me to be so jacked and strong. So if it weren't for anime and manga, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have the physique that I have today. I'd probably be a lot weaker, a lot more pencil-necked. So that's why it's going in chatty. I owe a lot to manga and anime in general for inspiring my creativity, my motivation. Hyrox, pencil neck. You're just gonna get worse at both fitness and strength. People think it's a test of strength. At no point in Hyrox is it ever a test of strength. It's a test of cardiovascular fitness, and a bad one. at that. High rocks would be more interesting if it was just like erging, rowing for a certain amount of time, and then squat, bench, and deadlift. That would be literally more functional and a better test of strength than whatever the fuck is going on in high rocks, dude. And the fact that it's so trendy as well. Do you have your badge? I didn't think so. Yeah, I got like an hour and 15 for my high rocks. What'd you get? Nothing, because I didn't do it. I made a post on high rocks back in the day, on Instagram, and I got so much hate for it. It was so funny. It was so funny. And yet there wasn't one guy in the comments who was stronger than me. Like, what are we doing here, dude? I know there are strong high rocks athletes, I know, okay, but there are strong everything. There's strong rock climbers, there's strong marathon runners. Yeah, dude, there are strong people everywhere. That doesn't mean that the average high rocks athlete is an insane freak. Apex athletes, Apex is what high rocks wishes it could be. Apex is way more chatty. Weighted calisthenics, horse cockery. You will never have a small back and arms if you can do a 100-kilogram weighted pull-up. It's impossible. You will never have a small chest and triceps if you can do 150-kilogram weighted dip. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. Weighted calisthenics is one of the best indicators of true raw strength. Not functional. Powerlifting is functional. All these things are functional. They all have a function. Weighted calisthenics is genuinely overpowered, bro. I'm not even going to try and explain why. Just look at the weighted calisthenics athletes. It demands a certain quality of connective tissue, a certain quality of contractile tissue. It demands a certain quality of body composition, body fat composition. It demands a certain level of technique and skill. And most elite weighted calisthenics athletes look, in terms of upper body, like amateur bodybuilders. It is insane. It is criminal how few people indulge in true weighted calisthenics. Not just, oh, weighted pull-ups with a 10-kilogram hanging in between your nuts. I'm talking like training for it. Weighted dip that's normal, not this Johnny bodybuilder fucking dips to get better at bench. Benching to get better at dips type shit. Y'all won't understand. Y'all ain't ever gonna understand that shit until you do it. Don't knock it till you try it, boy. Gambling, I'd say, is a bunch of goondickery, dude. You're not Togi. Most people who gamble end up losing big. You can be chatty and gamble, I guess. I just think gambling is inherently gimpy. People are gonna be like, just say you don't know how to gamble, bro. Just say that you've never been to the casino, dude. Just say that you don't know what you're talking about. And the gambling and steroids combination, wow, how original. Listen, dude, I'm not trying to just cheer the fuck out of people here. I'm not trying to just make fun of people, but like, come on, bro. What are we doing? It's not sustainable, bro. I mean, listen, if that's your thing and you're making good money from it, go all in, brother. But it's more just, I don't know, it's the trendiness of it. Once again, it's the trend, dude. It's the fact that it's trendy to gamble now. That's what makes it good dickery. Psychedelics. Pencil neckery. Why are we trying to live 100 years as a fucking clock? What's going on here? Okay? Grow up. If you're looking for some fucking out-of-body experience, do some high rocks. I can't stand, like, people who do psychedelics. They think they know shit that other people don't. They think they know something that we don't. Yet they come with the same revelations that we do. Yo, why is everyone so angry at each other? We should just get along. We should just all hug, hold hands, and say kumbaya, dude. There are chads who engage in psychedelic substances, okay? There are people who do psychedelics who are pretty chatty. They're successful. They're well built. They got their shit on lock. But it doesn't last for long if you're doing this shit on a regular. And I don't know, dude. What void are you trying to fill? Like, why do you need this? If you need something to help you tap into that spiritual plane, you yourself are not a spiritual being. You're reliant on a substance in order to get you somewhere where you can get naturally. You're just not good enough at it. It's literally the shortcut to enlightenment. Why are we trying to shortcut enlightenment? Strongman, meh. I have nothing to say about Strongman. It's whatever. Like, it was cool a couple of years ago. I rock with Strongman. I like all the different lifts and stuff, but it's meh. Like, it is pretty chatty and horsecock. I'll listen. I'll give it chatty because powerlifting isn't chatty, but in my opinion, it's like high tier meh, low tier chatty. No hate though, no hate. Shout out all my strongman boys. Mad respect. It takes a lot. I can't do the shit they can do. So mad respect. Girlfriend. This is a tough one. Girlfriend depends on the person, bro. Girlfriend can turn you straight horsecock, or girlfriend can turn you straight pencil neck, dude. It really depends on the person. It's going straight in meh. Because I know people who have girlfriends who she pushes them to thrive. She pushes him to lift heavier weights. She's in the gym with him, cheering him on. She wants him to do better than anyone else there. She loves him. She supports him. She, cooks his food for him, all that. I've seen that. But then I've seen the opposite. I've seen girlfriends of my friends say, why are you doing that? That's weird. No, why are you doing that? Like, only weird people do that. Why are you lifting weights? Like, why aren't you, doing a more popular sport? That, for me, is a red flag, right? Girl can make or break you. The love of your life will determine your future. Let me say that again. The love of your life will determine your future. It's a dangerous game to play. Really dangerous game. If you are young and you have a girlfriend, I'm not saying that it's not gonna last, but be careful of what she can do to you, because she's doing things to you that you don't even know yet. And you'll only know once the relationship is done. Or you'll only know a couple years down the line when you're still in the relationship. A true relationship, a good, stable one, takes dedication, it takes time, it takes loyalty and effort. Those are not easy things to be good at, genuinely. Having a girlfriend is the same as gym, in the sense that you can't just get the girlfriend and then stop being the boyfriend. You can't just gym once, hit a 2-plate bench and then stop gymming and expect to be just as jacked as you were. It will wither away. It will cease if you do not maintain it. It's like brushing your teeth every day, dog. You gotta display your love every day, display your loyalty and dedication, and she does too, and that's the catch. I know a lot of guys who are fantastic boyfriends. As 21 Savage said, I'd rather have loyalty than love, because love really don't mean jack shit. And that's what's important, bro. So, she's nearing the goon-dickery category, honestly. Girls are damn near goon-dickery status. Oh, I think I might leave her in goon-dickery, though, because it depends, dude. It really depends on the person. Some people have the most fantastic, wholesome, beautiful relationships ever, and others, they're like half the man they once were before they got in the relationship. Oh, it's tough, dude. Oh, it's tough. I've had friends that have fallen a long ways since being with a girl. Goon-dickery, it stays. Bad friends, pencil neckery. If you have a bad friend who doesn't want the best for you, they just want your downfall. They're secretly preying on your downfall, but you think they still care about you and shit. But there are signs, and you know. If you have any amount of EQ, you'll know if someone wants the best for you or doesn't. It's very important to choose your circle. You know the classic saying of, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your circle wisely. Everyone says this, but no one applies it. I know your friend is a laugh. I know he's fun to hang out with. Doesn't have shit going on. Like, be careful of that guy, bro. I'm being serious. You want people like this, dude. You want people that are going to push you to be better. You want people to be competitive with. You want people that inspire you to be more. They think big. Surrounding yourself with small thinkers will leave you a small person. I promise you. It's so important. Arguably more important than the girl that you pick is the people you surround yourself with. Arguably more important. That's why it goes in the pencil neckery category, because bad friends, dog, you are in big trouble. If all your friends do is engage in substances and they got nothing else going on, they just talk about girls and drugs. Spending time with family. Inherently horsecock, dude. If your family are good people and you love them deeply and they're not abusive or bad, dude, you will get so strong and jacked and juicy spending time with them. It's a beautiful thing. Cherish your family while they're still around because they're not going to be around forever. Boosts recovery, releases oxytocin, time with family and friends, people, loved ones. There's something so sacred about that. Guard that with your life, dude. It's more important than your wife, bro, honestly. Is your loved ones. I mean, at some point she'll join that group. She'll be part of the loved ones, but when you're still in your youth, enjoying your time, either as a single man or as a boyfriend, please, 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 for the love of everything sacred, take care of them, love them, cherish them. It's so important. Alongside with that, braai with the boys, inherently horsecock. Shout out my boys. A braai is Afrikaans for barbecue. A barbecue with the boys is so good for you. Boost recovery. Straight schmeat on the grill. Amazing protein. Succulent, dense meat. Pause. Tastes good. Time spent with good friends. You're enjoying your time, having a laugh. It goes in the same category as spending time with family and friends. It's just sacred. Listening to music in gym. Chatty. It would go in the horsecock status, but once again, there are some people who ruin it. You should not spend 5 minutes trying to find the right song. Stop wasting your time trying to find the right song in between sets, looking at your phone in between sets. It's distracting. Music for a PR, though, is straight horsecockery. If you want to listen to the right track, as you deadlift maximal amounts of weight, 3 times your body weight, it'll probably be good to have the right song. So that's why it's going in chatty tier. Because it depends on who uses it and how they use it, but it's inherently chatty. I love my music. I don't always listen to music while I train. It's like an enhancement. So when you're priming yourself to get ready for a lift and then you add some music, dude, that's like extra stimulating. It's like taking pre-workout, dude. It just gets you dialed.
I don't want to get too big. I just want to look like, one of those anime characters.
Pencil neck. Right there. Right there is where you'll stay, you bastard.
I don't want to get too strong. I don't want to get too big.
You will never in your life get big, dog. With that mindset.
You won't even get half the way there, boy. You won't even get there, boy.
Pencil neck, dude. If your mindset is like not to get too big, you're not even gonna get big, dude. Let alone too big. No one ever woke up and was jacked. No one ever woke up one day and was like, holy shit, what the fuck? I've got way too much muscle on me. No one ever. No one woke up jacked, dude. What is this mindset? How are people still in 2026 thinking that?
Well, I don't want to get my driver's license because I might accidentally become an F1 driver.
Shut up. Don't have such an ego on you, bro. Pencil neckery. Prayer. Prayer is inherently horsecockery. Prayer and meditation. To access some level of beautiful spirituality and to speak to something above you. Something better than yourself, bigger than yourself. And if you're an atheist or you don't believe in anything like that, even just sitting in silence and meditating on something is still so good for you. It's so amazing. Good for mental clarity, for recovery. Helps you just reset, recalibrate. Helps you process all the information from the day. Because you're dealing with so much stimulation. Your phone, your reels, your food, your activities. You need moments of quiet. You need moments of just rest. And this provides that. So even if you don't pray to a god or to God, it's still so important to just sit with yourself in silence and just meditate on things. Just ruminate. Think about the day. Think about the week. Think about what's coming for you. Think about what has been. Just think about these things. Or don't think. Try your best not to think. Just let the thoughts pass you by. Prayer is what psychedelics wish they could be. Steroids. I'm natural, right? There's something kind of chatty about steroids, though. But at the same time, it's going in meh. Because once again, like the cigarettes, like the pre-workout, it depends on who uses them, right? Like, dude, you get a lot of people who, they're not even a year into the gym and they hop on. Why? You're not going to look like Ronnie Coleman if your training already isn't good. If your training is bad and you hop on steroids, you're a pencil neck. And you probably won't even look like you're on gear in the first place. If your training, however, is dialed, you're looking to just be huge. Maybe you want a sponsorship. Maybe you want to be a fitness influencer. Maybe you want to step on stage. That's pretty horsecock, dude. That's pretty chatty. But I don't endorse the use of steroids. I think steroids inherently, once again, it depends on how you use them. If you're looking to use steroids as a shortcut, you're a fucking pencil neck. You're a straight loser. If you're using steroids to perform at the highest level in something, obviously, given that that sport or whatever it is allows for the steroid usage, it's pretty chatty. Like, I know a couple people on gear, dude, and, you know, they're trying to go to East vs. West. They're trying to be some of the best arm wrestlers in the world, and it's going to be hard to do that naturally, so that's why they use gear, and that's okay. You know, I'm not going to shame steroid users, but once again, it depends on the person. It depends on if you know what it's doing to you. You probably can get there naturally anyway, with what you're looking to do, standard-wise. Steroids will not help you achieve the state of mind required in order to be him. You still have to train hard. You still have to put in the work. You still have to diet down or dial in your diet. You still have to do all the right things, and steroids can help you get to where you want to be, but they're not the answer. They're not the shortcut, and so many people think they are. You don't want to put in the work. You just want the result. You like the idea of being jacked more than the idea of training, and that is the problem. People really underestimate what can be achieved naturally. People really do. People underestimate what they can do without these types of enhancements. If you eat right, if you sleep right, and if you just don't drink alcohol, dude, you're gonna look better than so many people, bro. It really is a combination of things that gets you to an insane physique, not just one thing. This one thing will not get you where you think you're gonna go. Phone in between sets, pencil neckery. Reels, doom scrolling, all of these things, pencil neckery. I'm not even just talking about in between sets, I'm just talking about in general. You really are like being a fucking full-time employee at Instagram Co. or Instagram.org or whatever it is. You're being a full-time employee of YouTube. Why are you scrolling reels when you haven't made money? Why don't you become the person that's on the reels that people are scrolling? Why don't you become the influencer instead of being influenced? That's pencil neck shit.
I can't go to the bathroom without my phone.
Okay, bro. Then just be like everyone else, dog. Just be just like everyone else. That's fine. Once again, oh, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Fine, bro. It doesn't have to be that deep, but you're still just like everyone else, dude. You know what I'm saying? You basic, bro. You basic. Anyone can scroll reels. Anyone can smoke weed. Anyone can drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes. Anyone can do those things. Not everyone can be a Werner Gunter, a Dorian Yates, a Usain Bolt, a Matthew Zlat. Not everyone can be like that. Pick your path, dude. Science-based lifting. Goondickery. I would put it in the chatty tier, actually, if it wasn't so butchered by people. It's the fan base, really. It's the fan base, dude. I've seen people in my gym doing the science-based lifter cuff tricep pushdowns, but they're still holding a handle. Why? Make this make sense. So grip activation helps enhance the contraction of the tricep through muscle radiation. But you want to better isolate the tricep, so you take the grip out of the equation by putting a cuff on. But you realize because the grip plays a role in muscle radiation, you then grip something else that's not attached to the cable. Why? You just did a full fucking 360, or what is it, 180, whatever. You just did a full fucking rotation. You're back to where you were. Just hold the damn thing. Just hold the damn weight. Or what, you don't want some juicy forearms? You don't want to look cool? You don't want some juicy forearms? You just want to be...
Well, if I wanted big forearms, I'd train forearms separately.
Ego lifting. Shout out my boy Eric Bugenhagen. Horse cocking by nature. Smart ego lifting, by the way. Not hurting yourself. Not Snap City speedrun. There's an art to ego lifting. If you want to learn how to ego lift properly, watch Eric Bugenhagen. There's this fine line between completely abandoning all range of motion, completely abandoning all scientific basis, and being like a super strict pencil-necked science-based lifter. There is a fine line between that, right? You want to ego lift intelligently. It's important that you experiment with both. Try some science-based shit. Figure out how to lift some good weight too. You know, you want to get a nice full range of motion with most exercises, but dude, have a couple exercises where you just rip some weight, dude. Get a little cheat curl in there, a little croc row. Something that you can just feel like, yeah, like I'm lifting some heavy ass weight. Do a little bit of both, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you bench press, have the bar touch your chest, sure. You know, when you do pull-ups, have your chin go to the bar, sure. But then maybe you've got like, I don't know, just some Zercher deadlifts in there. Maybe some Jefferson deadlifts, something where you can just grip and rip the bar. You just can put some energy into it, some oomph. More importantly than anything, have fun. This isn't just about lifting. Like your life doesn't have to orient around getting strong. I think this stuff speaks more to just, like a lot of these, yeah, they're exercise based, but I mean, half of these were not really exercise based. They're more lifestyle things. It's more how you approach reality and the world. Once again, you know, putting these things down here, I'm not saying sober is the way. Strict, nothing, no life, no partying, no fun. I'm not saying that. But I'm also not saying that you should be some kind of like degenerate, dude, where you just indulge in these horrible things. Life is so much more than lifting. Despite me posting a lot about lifting, I love my lifting, but life is more than that, dude. This stuff is more about life, bro. You know, how to be the best version of yourself. Everyone who watches this, I just want you guys to be the best versions of yourself. That's why I post this stuff. And I know maybe it sounds like I'm just making fun of shit. Maybe it sounds like I'm just being a bully because I'm just flaming shit, right? I'm just making fun of things. But really, what I want is for you to have some perspective. I think I made a pretty good argument for both sides whenever it comes to these things. Okay? Certain things I think have no value. Like corn, no value. Fast food, no value. Waste of time. Anyways, boys, I want you to go out there. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy your lives. I want you to train hard. I want you to make some good memories, make some good friends, experience amazing things. I want you to take risks. I want you to fulfill your dreams. Be the best version of who you are. Be the best version of you. The best imagined version. I know you can do it. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.